This is Tech Unmuted, the podcast of modern collaboration, where we tell the stories of how collaboration tools enable businesses to be more efficient and connected. With your hosts, George Shainstein and Santi Cuellar. Welcome to Tech Unmuted.
Welcome to the latest episode of Tech Unmuted. Today we're going to take a look at immersive spaces in Microsoft Teams. So I'm going to flip it over to Santi in a second, but what you're going to see is a number of folks from our team have joined this immersive space. We're going to move around a little bit and we're going to demonstrate some of the capabilities of this space. The one thing I will tell you, there's a couple things you need to know to get into this. If you're in a Teams meeting, you simply go into View in the meeting. And if it is enabled in your organization, one of the pull downs that goes gallery, speaker, together mode, a couple other things, is immersive space. And there are two requirements. One, that it's turned on, and two, that you have an avatar created.
Right.
So that avatar is what will be represented in this space and what you're already seeing on the screen right now. And there does seem to be some other challenge that we've not figured out yet because we have a couple of team members you're going to see on the screen on the wall who are unable to join it from an immersive space standpoint, and we need to sort out why that is. But with that, I'm going to turn it over to Santi.
Yeah, I was going to say, but the fact that we had some challenges with some of our team members joining gives us an opportunity to see what happens when somebody either can't join or decides not to partake in the immersive space. And as you can see, we have behind George, we have Melissa, we have Rosanna, and we have Mackenzie as individual tiles on the wall. And of course, George is now blocking them. So this is what you as a first person, and I am recording this in first person. So you will always see my view, right? And for this particular podcast, this is what you'll see as a first person is you'll see either avatars in the room with you, and those who are not in the room as tiles on the wall. Now, I will say that the other part of the experience that you may or may not pick up as we do this recording is there is spatial audio in this particular immersive space. So as people speak in this space, if they are to my left, I will hear them on the left side of my headphones. And same thing, if they're to my right, I'll hear them to the right side of my headphones. Something else is that it is distance sensitive, meaning right now we're all gathered here in this room. But if somebody starts to walk away from us, the audio will fade out and eventually they won't hear us anymore. Now, this is great because we can kind of create a virtual environment where we can do, for example, I don't know how many have done this in the past. I have stand-up meetings. The purpose of a stand-up meeting when we were all back in the office long ago was to make the meetings really short, right? So we would have stand-up meetings because nobody wanted to stand around for too long. But you can do that here as well. Also, brainstorming sessions are great because it's not just tiles on the screen, but you can actually have this environment and start having some fun with it. Maybe a casual get-together. Maybe it's a virtual team happy hour, and everybody pops into these immersive spaces just to kind of do a celebration or just have some fun, right? Virtual networking session, that I like. So think about it. We could potentially invite other folks who are not part of our organization to partake in this immersive space and have like a networking session and have folks gather in different parts of this immersive space and have individual conversations. That's actually pretty cool. Also, I think it would be really cool to do onboarding meetings, like when you're onboarding somebody and introduce them to different members of the team in this space. It kind of breaks the ice. I think it's a more relaxed, more fun way of doing things like that. But those are kind of like the use cases. It's really about another way, if you would, of collaborating and getting the team together. Now, I do know that there's a whole other universe of things that we can do with immersive spaces, with the mesh environments in particular. But right now, we're just going to focus on Teams immersive space. So, hey, George, if you could maybe share something. I want to show what folks can expect to see when somebody shares content. If George is around, there it is. So as you guys see, George's screen starts to come up, and I assume that was an artificial intelligence generated dragon. Is that what that is? It's pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And George, I can tell that you're at my left. I just heard you in my left ear. What you saw there was in the immersive space, we had a picture hanging on the wall. Well, that picture just converted into a screen. So imagine we could have like a little team huddle here and share content or a PowerPoint or something, and everybody can kind of follow along. So that's kind of what it looks like. I think the cool thing to do now is maybe just let's explore the space a little bit. So I'll tell you what, Leanna, maybe you go over to the library over to my right. Dave, maybe you can go over to the fire pit. And George, how about I meet you over to the left where the little quiz game is at the end of this room over to the left. So I'm going to use my mouse, and what I want to do is I want to kind of, so ladies, we'll be right back. So the ladies who are tiled on the wall, hang tight. We'll be right back. I'm going to use my mouse to kind of navigate over. So first of all, if you click and hold and turn your mouse, let's do it again. There we go. You can kind of turn your body around, and then you can either teleport by either pointing at an area on the floor and then doing a click and hold. And I'll do that right now. Boom, teleports me right over. Okay, so you can do that. Or you can also use the keys on your keyboard. So for example, W is walk, so I get to walk forward if I hit W. If I hit the S, I walk backwards. If I hit the A, it moves me to the left, and D moves me to the right. And so
the other piece to point out, Leanna was in the library room. She now went outside. She can no longer hear us. She's in a completely separate space. Dave is out there. I can see him over your shoulder as he's out by the fireplace. There happens to be a whole game out there as well that you can play with somebody and a couple of other things.
So we have a quiz game here. We click on it. It says, "What's your favorite board game?" And as I hold my cursor on that bubble, you can see my avatar's hand just came up and it's pointing at it. And I guess if you just click on it, it'll probably change to the next question. Yeah. So it's a little quiz game. You get together with your team, and everybody gets to answer the question. It's kind of it's one way of getting to know each other. It's kind of fun, interactive. So, but tell you what, I'm going to move towards Leanna. So let me use my arrows on my keyboard to turn around. And she's out here somewhere. Where'd she go?
She's down by the lake.
Oh, she is down by the lake. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to try and catch up with her over here. So if I point to the floor, I teleport this way. Hey, Leanna.
Hi.
Hey, come on over here. I'm going to sit right here on this couch by clicking on the couch. Just like this. And now I'm actually sitting, and as you heard Leanna walk by and she said hi, I can hear voices in the distance too, right? Because again, it's space sensitive, so I can hear George in the distance. There's a ambient music, because this particular part of the room has music, so I can hear that. Very, very cool. I'm gonna go join Dave over at the fire pit. Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
So I came here to the fire pit to join you. I'm trying to turn around and find you. I can't find you. Am I?
You're here someplace. I can hear you.
Oh, hold on. Let me move back a little bit. I think there it is. Okay. I think our avatars kind of blended. I'm right behind you. If you turn to your left a little bit, you'll see me.
Maybe we're right on top of each other.
We were. That's pretty cool. All right. So that's there you are. So now, as you can see, Dave and I are having a conversation. As George comes in, he'll start to hear our conversation. All right. Same thing with Leanna. George, what are you doing? Oh, he has the the little what do you call
Cornhole
that?
bag.
The cornhole
Bean bag.
the bean bag. All right. So, and I hear Leanna to my left. Oh, there she is. Hey, how are you? You're now within my first person view. So, and that's awesome. I appreciate the emojis, the reactions. So yeah, that's a good thing. Can you give me a couple of different reactions so we can see what they look like? That was a thumbs up. Oh, there's the heart. And the clapping and laughing. That's awesome. So just so you know, what happens is surprises. So the emojis pop up on top of your head, but then the avatar obviously mimics also what you're trying to express. Pretty cool. All right, I say we go over to the cornhole. Let's go check that out. So I'm going to click over. I'll meet you guys over there. If I can teleport here. So this is a game of cornhole that you can now participate with your team. George has been playing by himself here. So let's see. How do I guess I got to walk like right up to it here. And it's turn. Let me come this way. So how do you start the game, George?
You've got to click on it to pick it up, and then click on it.
I see.
Click, I think, to throw it again.
Got it. And then you kind of aim. And I guess you click to release. Oh, that's pretty funny. You really got to aim high, don't you? It's not like, it's not like.
And it moves.
And yeah. Well, yours does. Let's see. I'm going to aim right about here.
I'm a loser.
Well, mine's not launching. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I don't know where that. Oh, mine landed outside. All right. So anyway, that's pretty cool. All right, so let's go back to the main gallery where the ladies are waiting for us, and we'll kind of wrap this up. Talk about the whole immersive experience here. I'll meet you guys over there. So we're going to teleport by clicking, pointing at the floor. And here we are. Very nice. Now, Leanna, I got a question for you. Leanna is our resident gamer. Based on your gaming experience, question for you. Oh, wait. There you go. I was not in the room yet. I couldn't. You guys hear me now, right?
Yep.
Okay, I was not quite in the room, so you guys couldn't hear me. Leanne, I was trying to ask you a question. Since you are like our resident professional gamer, question for you: do you find the navigation in this particular immersive space on Teams similar to what you would find on a PC-based game, or what's your experience been like?
Yeah, the WASD is pretty standard. Usually in games, you can change your mouse settings.
Right.
Depending on how you like to move. I like to, when I move my mouse left, then I go left, and this is backwards in this situation.
I gotcha. So when I see what you mean. So if you just move your mouse to that direction, so move in that direction. Here, you have to kind of click, hold, and then drag in the opposite direction. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it.
Some people like that in gaming. It makes sense for them, but personally, I don't.
Yeah. Now, there are some settings here. I'm just going to click on my menu here to kind of capture some of the settings in the room. They're pretty basic. I do have controls, so there is a menu for controls. And when I go to controls, there's a movement section, and So guess what? It looks like we could maybe tweak some of the controls a little bit. The direction in which you look, how you teleport, and run automatically. Start running after holding W for 4 seconds. Okay, so there's a run function there. There is a display and sound option, so you can kind of tweak. Now, I will say I did come into this particular setting before we started recording, and I lowered the ambient sound, the environmental sounds, because they were kind of loud, and we wouldn't be able to really capture good recording sounds. So, but you could come in here and determine what kind of volume you want for the environmental sounds, for the effect sounds, and for the incoming voices. And there's also accessibility. There's an accessibility menu. Talks about contrast and color, hearing and audio. And then there's a section for developers. I haven't really gone too deep into this section, but performance profiler and then show mesh scripting errors. So this is more for developers to kind of, I guess, contribute to the improvement of immersive spaces. And then also on the screen, there's a couple things you can do here. You can select where you want people seated. And so there's like a seating chart, and I can kind of move folks around. There is an environmental settings, which moves you to a complete different environment. Right now, there's 3 of them. There's 3 choices. There's Oasis Small, Oasis Large. We are in the Lake House right now, which I think is the coolest one, honestly. And then, of course, there's the reactions menu right here. So as I hit my reactions, others get to see. I get to see the emojis kind of float up, but you guys should be able to see my avatar also reacting to these. So pretty cool. This is new. It's a new experience within Microsoft Teams. It's going to be interesting to hear the use cases for it. I know that our team could probably have some fun with it, just socializing. Just getting together and breaking the monotony, just doing something different. Maybe having a little game of cornhole and see who wins. Or the quiz games is pretty cool. Or just getting together for a virtual cocktail at a 5 o'clock team meeting over in that little den area that Leanna was at earlier. But folks, we just wanted to come and show you a new feature. Again, Teams just keeps on evolving. It's like it's hard to keep up with all the changes, but it just keeps getting more and more interesting. And this is yet one more aspect of Teams that we can look forward to. So again, to access this environment, it's got to be enabled, right? That's number one. But basically, you go to your view menu, you click on view, you choose immersive space. It does take a minute to load. So there's a loading process. It creates your avatar, and then it brings you into the space. And then once you're in the space, you can kind of interact with folks and with the elements that are inside the space. But I think this brings this podcast to an end. And so thank you, everybody, for joining. Till next time, from the new Teams immersive space, stay curious, stay connected.
Visit fusionconnect.com/techunmuted for show notes and more episodes. Thanks for listening.